With all the success of our S550 rear subframe bushing support system, we figured let's do the same thing for your high horsepower Explorer ST. Scott Boda here with Steeda Autosports to talk to you about our brand new Ford Explorer subframe bushing support kit. Now, what is the subframe bushing support kit? Simply put, it's going to fill the voids of your factory subframe on your Ford Explorer ST. Now let's face it, some of these Ford Explorers are flying. We're talking about mid 10-second quarter miles. So when we realized the explosion in the Ford Explorer market, we started with the basics, right? Sway bars, lowering springs, front mount intercoolers, and then we tackled the rear suspension. You guys are having an awful problem breaking some of these rear diff bolts, to the point that Ford actually released a TSB on it. So we start off with our Steeda billet diff support brace. Been flying off the shelves. But what we didn't tell you is we have a lot of GoPro footage from underneath that Ford Explorer, really trying to figure out what's going on with the suspension. Well, like I mentioned, just like with the S550 Mustang, your rear subframe is moving all around under hard acceleration. Well, you can remove those bushings, you can put in urethane bushings, but that's going to be a very tedious 7 to 10 hour job, and you're going to permanently ruin your Explorer. Ruin it? Well, you're gonna add some NVH to it. This kit adds no NVH, increases traction, reduces wheel hop. It simply doesn't get any better than this. Once again, no permanent modifications. You literally put this up in there in the place, it's gonna fill those voids, and it's gonna keep that subframe from moving around. Really simple, easy to install, and you're gonna notice an immediate improvement in the performance of your Explorer ST. So we start off with billet 6061 aircraft grade aluminum. We machine these in-house right here in Valdosta, Georgia. It's gonna give you a nice fit, nice finish. You don't have to worry about it rusting or anything like that over time. Now, one thing you will notice is these are quite larger than the S550 subframe inserts. Why? Well, you've got a 5,000 pound Ford Explorer. So your bushings are bigger, everything's bigger underneath that. That's why these are much larger components than what you'll typically find on the S550. Okay, so now that we're done talking about what this kit is gonna do for your Ford Explorer, let's go ahead and show you how to get it installed. Here are the tools required for the job. Loosen up the two 13mm bolts at the front of the subframe. Then loosen up the 24mm front subframe bolts. Working on the same side of the vehicle, remove the 13mm bolt in the rear of the center of the subframe. Then loosen the rear 21mm bolt. Then install the Steeda subframe bushing supports. Here you can see the correct orientation. The thicker bushing is going to go into the top, the thinner bushing is going to insert from the bottom. Once installed, you can reinstall the 24mm subframe bolt. Do not tighten all the way. Moving to the rear of the vehicle, you can now completely loosen the 21mm bolt. Go ahead and install the billet insert on the top of the subframe, and then install the billet spacer from the bottom. You can see the difference in this picture. Once installed, go ahead and torque the bolt to 129 foot-pounds. Don't forget to also tighten the 13mm bolt you loosened in the center of the rear of the subframe to 41 foot-pounds. The 24mm subframe bolt will be torqued to 129 foot-pounds and torque the two 13mm bolts to 41 foot-pounds. Once you have the bolts torqued to spec, you can go to the other side and repeat the process. As you see, installation was pretty simple, and it's gonna make a good difference on your Explorer ST. So, if you like what you saw, hit like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube. Check out the rest of our socials, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Remember, the most important thing at the end of the day, Steeda, where speed matters.